Well, my name is Jerry Burden, and I'm from Anderson, Alabama. I'm a U.S. Marine veteran, and I work with Denver Homeless Allowed as an activist to try to change the way the world is treating the unhoused and poor people.
Wow. All right, you're from Alabama.
Yes.
So how the hell did you wind up in Colorado, the coldest place on earth?
Well, actually, when I joined the Marine Corps, I was stationed. I went to Paris Island and did my boot camp, and then I was stationed in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. And then I got stationed in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, and from Cuba I went to California, Camp Pendleton. And then after I got out the service there, I lived out there for 10 years, and then I decided to go home back to Alabama, and then stopped here. And me and my son, we fell in love with it and been here ever since.
Tell me about your son. I was going to ask you about Guantanamo Bay, but I think I'd rather
Okay.
know about your son.
Well, my son, he's 36. No, yeah, 36. Yeah, that's right. He's 36 now, and I was taking care of him by myself. I was a single father, and he's very interesting. He's just like his mother. He has nothing. He's not like me. But I also have a daughter. Uh, Her name is Amber Lee Alexis Burton. My son's name is Osti LeVar Jeremiah Burton. They're 36 and 16. Beautiful kids.
36 and 16.
Yes.
And you said it was interesting being a single father.
Yeah, it's well,
Give me a better adjective.
okay. No, what I mean is, having your first kid and not knowing you only can go from how your parent you. And I just know that coming up, the time had changed, and nowadays with kids, man, they're smarter than we were, just because they are more exposed to a lot of things that we wasn't exposed to as kids. Like for instance, um, with my son when he was 2 years old, he would to go in there and take every toy out the toy box, bring them to the living room floor. Once he get through with the last one, he'll stop playing with them, and I'll get up and take them back in there. By the time I get to the last toy to put it back in the room in the toy box, he go right back in there. So I had to learn that just wait till he gets through, fall asleep, and then put the toys up. So with my daughter, I didn't have to do that. She just picked everything back up and took them back to her room. So it gets interesting on how both I have two kids from the same parents can be totally different.
What did you know? What was different? What was different when it was just you and your son 36 years ago? What was that like with a baby?
Well, I had to change my lifestyle a little bit. I couldn't go out every Friday night. As a matter of fact, I didn't go out once I got the kid. I mean, I stayed at home, and I went to work and dropped him off at the babysitter and picked him up. It's just something that I was looking forward to. What I mean by interesting is and different is the fact that because I always thought that it would be a two-parent and not just me raising my kids by myself. But I wouldn't trade it in for the world for nothing.
What happened?
His mother, she got on drugs, and that was not the type of environment that I really wanted to raise my kid in. And so we got divorced, and I got custody of the kids when she got pregnant with another man's child. So I got custody of mine. I was trying to get both of the kids, get them out their environment. So I got mine. Her daughter went to foster care, and I haven't seen her since. I haven't seen her since, but I have talked to her. About as probably about 2 years ago was the last time I talked to her.
Tell me what it was. Tell me what it was like. Tell me your son's name again. I'm sorry.
My son's name is Osti LeVar Jeremiah Burton, and my daughter's name is Amber Lee Alexis Burton, ALA, and that's because Alabama is ALABAMA. So I put the initials so that she knows her parents, her dad is from Alabama.
All right. So you and Oscar
Asti.
You
Asti.
Asti?
Like Asti Spumati.
Nice. All right, you and Asti, you came here about 36 years ago.
Yes.
And did you have a place to live when you got here?
No, I didn't. When we first got here, I got in a hotel room off on West Colfax. East Colfax. And then when we went out to eat breakfast, an unhoused person came up to me and were asking for money, and so we took him to breakfast, and he was telling me about Samaritan House. And so he took us down that way, and then we stayed there for about 3 months, and then I got a place.
And, I mean, home insecurity, house insecurity, not, not knowing if you're going to have a place week to week and month to month. Tell me about that.
Well, not knowing that you don't have a place, it don't have to be week to week. It can be day to day. Being out here on the streets, when I was out here on the street, well, first let me give you some background on why I came out here on the street. I was working for Samaritan House about in 2014 or so. I was cooking there. One morning in November, I seen a police officer. It was snowing and very cold. I seen police officers taking people survival gear, sleeping bags and everything, throwing them into the back of a trash can. So that bothered me. And when I went upstairs to cook, I kept going from the kitchen to outside on the patio, looking over, seeing what was going on, and that hit me. And so I quit the job and grabbed me a tent and came out and lived among the unhoused to try to bring attention to it. Since I was a veteran, I felt that I could bring more attention to it. A veteran being out here, living outside, and I did. And it's just one of those things that sometimes you can have everything going for you in life, or not, but you still can also take the time out of your life to help others, to try to make a better situation for them.
What do you think it was like for Asti?
Well,
I mean, 'cause he was tiny, right?
Well, at that time, Asti wasn't out here. This just happened 5 years ago. He's a grown man now, so he's doing his own thing. With him, he was never exposed to the element except for the time when we first came out here.
But for the first 3 months at Samaritan House, how old was he then?
He was 8 years old. It was a little bit different because we have always had our own place when we was standing in San Diego, California. And coming out here, he understood that it take time and trying to look for a place. Because we were, like I said, we were heading back home to Anniston, Alabama, back to where my family lived. And we decided to stay out here. So in 3 months, we got our own place, and it was great. I mean, it was just me and him, and we were doing our thing, and he was very entrepreneur. He was, as he got older, he was going around in the neighborhood taking out people's trash, charging them money, and would take it to the dumpster for people. So he was a bright young kid.
What's he do now?
Right now, he was working for a flagger company.
Flagger company.
Yeah, when they building the light rail and the noise to make sure it's like the A train, for instance. He was doing things of that nature.
And your daughter is now 16.
My
right?
daughter is now 16. I'm fortunate. Her mother got me out of her life because she had mental problem, and so she didn't want to see me after she had the baby. I don't know if that had part of the postpartum problem or whatever the case may be. And so I haven't seen her since she was 7.5.
I'm sorry, that's gotta be hard.
Yeah, it's very hard.
And so in the last 8 years or so, how much time have you known where you were going to sleep? You had a roof and walls. How much time did you not?
Well, that's interesting too, because I know in 2013 I moved into an apartment in Aurora. I stayed there for a year, and then they were back billing me on some electricity, but I was already paying my electricity for the use, and I never got a bill. And so by the time the bill came out, I couldn't pay it, so I lost the apartment. So that's what made me, in 2014, to go down to Samaritan House. And by me being a veteran, they have a program called the Per Diem program, which I signed up for HUD Fast, which got me back into housing. So, not knowing where you're gonna sleep, not knowing that you're out here in the elements, and then at that particular time they had passed the urban camping ban law ordinance, and things have changed because before 2012 you could set up anywhere and sleep and not be harassed by police, not being displaced by police on a daily or hourly basis. Just see, I'm a little bit different. I know my rights, and I know that certain things is unconstitutional. By me being a Marine, I did not put my life on the line to have my rights violated by police or any city. They will come by and say, wake up, get up, move along. And like I said, you woke me up, I'm not getting up and I'm not moving along, because it was like this. No matter where I went to, they were gonna go there. So why should I expel my energy knowing good and well that I may or may not be able to get rest that night? So I'd rather stay right there, and they know where to find me.
Tell me about last night. You were here last night.
Yes, I was. I was here last night before. Last night, they came about 10:45, right before. The police came here about 10:40. One police came here about 10:45, and said that we'll be back to enforce. No, we'll be back at 11 o'clock when the park closed. I got his information and everything on tape and everything, so that way we can use it.
On your phone?
On
your phone?
On someone else's phone and everything, so that way we'll have his name just in case they came back and try to violate our First Amendment right, or the 9th, and the 10th overlapped the 9th, so it would have been 3 of them. They came, but I told everybody to come out the tent. They came out, and we waited until they came, because I know that if they came and no one was inside the tent, and then they could not enforce the ordinance as far as urban camping. But last night they came back and enforced the trespass park curfew, rather. And so we broke everything down. I thought that was kind of disrespectful, considering how cold it got last night. It was freeze warning out, and when I was inside of a tent. I had my cart and my sleeping bag, which I didn't get no sleep last night. I just got sleep once they came and left at 4 o'clock this morning. I just woke up not too long ago. But it's kind of hard for people that are really have to stay out here to get rest, to be in the right frame of mind when they wake up in the morning. People need rest. Depriving people of sleep, rest, you're killing them slowly. That to me, I think that's a slow genocide. People do need that, and they need a house. They need a place they can call their own. They need a way to where they can get that one that they can afford according to their income, and not according to making it a commodity and making it outreach for the very people that had this city on, that were keeping the city alive during the time when it was slow before the economy got very well. I just think it's the wrong way of doing things when there are when there are a lot of solution to it, such as say camp space. We can do that, but they try to everything that has to do with the unhoused neighbors or poor people. They're always trying to make money off of it, because you have to understand they have a lifestyle they're trying to upkeep too. So all the money that they got, they give it to the providers, and the providers are giving back pennies on a dollar, putting forth pennies on a dollars to the unhoused. Whereas they can take them the millions of dollars and try to talk to the developers and saying the advantages of putting people into housing, it would help the economy for one. It would also help tourists in that way. So when people come to the city of Denver, they don't have to see that. They don't have to see tents up. They don't have to see people out here on the street. You're not going to force anyone into a place that they don't want to go. And that's just the way it is. The only way you're going to be able to do that is by killing them, and then you're not forcing them into the place where you want them to go. We need the city can do better, the state capital can do better, and the federal government, because all the money, when you take and start spending too much of your money budget on militarizing your security, something wrong with that picture. It should always be about the citizen because the citizen is the one that are paying the taxes to have that money distributed in a way that it will benefit everyone.
Let me. I agree with the tremendous amount of what you're talking about. I kind of want to understand your story too. Like you're a veteran. How
Yes.
long did you serve?
I served for 3 years.
You went to Guantanamo. You're one of the few people in America who could say that. Who
Yeah.
say they went and got out.
Yes.
Last 8 years, when from when you lost that apartment, what have you been doing for work?
Well, I've been working with Denver Homeless Out Loud. At one time, I was unemployed. Also, I was doing, well, right now, I'm service disconnected. I'm just fighting the VA right now, administration, to get my service-connected disability. Um, but one thing about it, by me being on HUD-VASH, my bills get paid through that. So Section 8, which is the HUD-VASH program for veterans.
What kind of work? When you're working, tell me the name of the organization.
The name of the organization is Denver Homeless Out Loud.
Denver Homeless Out Loud.
Yes.
And what do they do, and what do you do for them?
Well, what you see me doing now, I do interviews and
You charm people.
I just, huh?
You charm people.
Well, no, I'm just telling like this. I can't help it because I'm charismatic and know how to talk to people. I guess that you just have to show people respect, treat them as human, and as long as you do that, they'll gravitate to you. And as long as you're telling the truth, they'll gravitate. So it's nothing hard about it. It's just the fact that just be you and just respecting other people as you would want to be respected. I come up with different ideas, and we sit down, we talk about them, and we implement them, and try to come out here and protest and keeping light on the situation what's going on here with the unhoused and the homeless program problem.
I want to talk to you about money and drugs.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like money's probably the more dangerous and more important thing to talk about. So let me just ask you this: how much money does somebody need a day to live on the street?
Oh wow! Now well, you know what? It's not about how much money they need a day to live on the street. It's about how much money do a person need to survive. Period. Whether you're in a house or whether you're out here on the street.
Yeah.
Out here on the streets, let's say for instance, no food, 3 meals a day. Maybe to try to get a hotel room. And right now in the economy and the way housing and hotel and what they're charging now is out of hand of the common person. I would say a person probably need to make about $50, about $100 a day in order to be able to afford a hotel room, in order to put some aside, in order to feed themselves 3 meals a day and save up so that they can hopefully be able to get Section 8 or attain a low-income apartment or attainable or something for 0 to 30%. And that way they can do it. So you're talking about, let's say 5 days a week, you're talking about they need about $2,000 or so more a month. And that would be, and that's on the low end. Because it's very hard to find. Back when I first came out here, a one-bedroom you can get for $399. You can get a studio for $199, and that was 30 years ago. Rent have went up so tremendously to where even we got more people that is 1 or 2 paychecks away from being unhoused, to being out here as well.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, let me ask you about that. How many more people do you see on the streets now? Whether it's because of COVID or unemployment or work problems.
Well, the last the point in time count is a count where they take and count how many people that are unhoused. In 2018, it was for 2019. It was. I can't remember the number, but I do know they had went up 33%. from 2018 to 2019.
Just how many more people a day do you meet who had a house a month ago or 2 months ago?
Oh, wow. I meet quite a few. I can't put a number on it because a lot of times I don't, you know, to ask them a question like that, for me, it would be like trying to ask them, unless I can help them, you know. It's one of those things to where I would say I probably meet about 5 to 10 people a day when I'm out here, just talking to people, or just doing what I do. Which right now, it's really well. Right now, we don't have anything in place to where we can sustain people into housing, um, which is unfortunate for our citizens. For America to be the richest country, one of the richest countries, we should not be having this. And everyone deserves a place. I think housing should be a right. If it can't be a right, I think that it should be some type of law made to where you only can get this amount in order to make sure that people that are not capable of making $80,000 a year to be able to afford a place.
You were talking about $2,000 a month.
I say minimum.
Are you able to make that?
Well, I could if I was to go back into accounting, but money is for me. Money is not the answer. For me, I don't value money because money is only a means to an end. We start getting in trouble when we start making money a god, making money, put money before anything, especially people. And like I said before, my bills are paid by the VA for my housing and everything. So I'm fortunate and lucky that I went into the service and they came out with that program for us. But for people that don't have that, we can do better, and we have to do better, or it's gonna get to the point of no return to where we won't be able to do anything at all.
You opened up a major can of worms when you said accountant.
Mm-hmm.
You were an accountant?
Yes.
How long?
Oh man, about 15 years. A lot of my money went toward helping kids. I was saving a little bit, but I throw parties for kids. I was a recreational leader too, where I went to a school and provided services such as teaching kids how to interact with each other, individual sport, team sports, arts and craft, tutoring them, and all that. So I have no regrets whatsoever.
Is it fair to say when you make $1, you're giving out $1.50?
It could be. It could be because, the best people I ever worked with, besides my friends in the Marine Corps, was the people that I worked with in the city and county of Denver at the Park and Recreation, because we all, let's say for instance, if you came in with a kid and that kid wanted to do gymnastics and you could not afford it, we will pay for it. Or we'll throw dancing in the summer and winter time for kids from three months old all the way up until teenage years. We'll out of our own pocket, all of us. We will take the money out of our own pocket and take and throw dances for them and not charge them because we know they could not pay. It was our way of giving back. It was our way of giving the kids something to do to try to stay out of trouble. Just like I said, and we all did it. It was about 10 to 12 of us that would do that.
So you're kind of living out here by choice.
Well, at the time I was living out here. I was living out here by choice. Today, this week, starting Wednesday of this week, we came out here to protest. We did 5,256 minutes, 3 minutes per person for every black or people of color or American indigenous person. We were standing out here to hold this ground up until Saturday from 7 a.m. Wednesday up until Saturday night about 8 p.m.
And you got to forget, and today's Friday.
Today's Friday.
So you're doing it till tomorrow.
Yes.
All right. Tell me about where we are. Tell me about Civic Center Park.
Well, Civic Center Park, I just say it's the hub. It used to be the hub for homeless, in some ways it still is. This is where most of the unhoused people congregate and be. It's right between the city and county building and the state capitol. And I don't see how you can come to work, look out your windows, your office window, and see the mass of homelessness, poor people, and not write policies that affect them to where you can put them in housing and do better. I think that I think our government leaned too much toward the rich and corporation instead of helping the more vulnerable ones in our society.
Right. You said that this was had been and still sort of is the hub of the homeless in Denver. And right now, you were also talking about how it got swept at 4 a.m. and at 10:45. Sometimes I'll come here, and Civic Center Park is a scary place.
It's not scary. You know, we see what makes it scary is when we listen to false narratives, when we listen to truth, when we listen to deceitfulness, when the power that we put with the official who we put in power, when they start doing false narrative and not looking out for the vulnerable, it's time for them to go. It's not vulnerable. It's just the fact that people have believed in so myth. It's almost as if when my ancestral was enslaved here in this country, it was always about the way the myth about us. See, the difference is we know Caucasian. Caucasian doesn't know us because they still believe in the myth. As long as you believe in the myth of people, then and not walking up to get to know them, get to know their story as we're doing right now, then you are going to go with what you've been told. One thing about people is they don't self-educate themselves. They tend to rely 90% on what they hear or what they've been told instead of going out and educating themselves on the matter subject matter.
So, and I apologize. I didn't want to step on you or back into a corner with that. But what I was talking about was actually more some of the drug use. It was not so much the race.
No, to be honest with you, I'm glad you really brought that question up too, because it's one of the same. Unhoused people do the same thing that the house people do. You got people living in these houses doing drugs. You got people in these houses drinking alcohol. You got people in these houses that are filthy. You got people in these houses that are hoarders. And the thing is, you still got people are people.
My wife thinks I'm a hoarder.
People are people. We got people out here that don't do drugs. We got people out here that does do drugs. We got people out here that do drink alcohol. We got people out here that do want to fight. That's the same thing that's going on. There's no such thing as I live in a house and I don't do this. Oh yes, you do. The only difference is you have 4 walls to hide your shit, that stuff you do. The people out here does not.